Nordo,
Hey,
what's up? The reason you and I are doing this is A, we're rubes, and two, the last 10 quarters of Vikings football have not been good. Now, that was a sweet throw to Naylor for that. That was a great bit. Balls of steel by our guy to kick that field goal. But man, they got to just cut it loose in the second half. The kid can chuck that football, man, but the defense has got to get home. The Bears team, they're not even that good. A good team would be blowing us out. They got to connect on the tackles, but it's been a ride, man. It's good to be back in the seat watching these games.
no, it's been awesome to do this, and I'm here at the station, so the pizza's been handled and some ripping with Abbott and Tenna, of course.
I could eat.
Yeah, and there's still 2 quarters left to go. This is brutal, man, given the months that we've been waiting, the lead up to this, right? And you can spend as much time as you want saying there'll be bumps in the road and a growth curve and learning experiences for JJ, but then we actually have to watch it.
Yeah.
That was difficult, man. Now I will say, you mentioned that throw to Naylor. That was also kind of the first time all half that we actually got to see him truly drop back, take a couple of steps, plant, and fire. So that in some ways, hopefully that's an omen to the second half, to something positive happening. But right now we're seeing how much we miss Christian Darrisaw. With all due respect, I've never met the man, but school has been nothing short of dreadful in this first half. Gave up 1 sack for sure, a couple of pressures. He had that holding penalty on the 10-yard Mason run. Nothing but negativity there. And then just from the standpoint defensively, you nailed it, Saucy. They're getting there. You see Dallas Turner making some plays and pushing back. You see those guys in some ways getting home, but then they're also leaving easy rushing lanes for Caleb to escape. So they're that close and an inch short, so to speak. And that's been just brutally frustrating to watch. But Reichard, good for those 2 field goals. Good for me and my buddy Luke's fantasy matchup, and good for the Vikings to keep this thing close at the break.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, it's not, this is kind of like a preseason game for some of the starters in a way, right? But after we get the rust off a little, after a couple plays, we got to go. I heard your guy on earlier with you talking about how bad the tackles are for this Bears team. They're hideous. Grenard and even Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner's played well, man. He's made some great plays. He's been in on it, but we got to complete these sacks. This isn't a good football team. They're down their 2 top corners. Yeah. They got to just go 3 or 4 wide, and let's rip the ball, man. We're going to have to play probably from catch-up unless we can get either way, we're behind, right? It's 10-6. So we got to find a way to get back in this game, but it's got to start with the passing, get the kids settled down a little. We got to stop checking out of every play. But the throw he threw, man, if that's what we have in store, this kid's got it, man.
I wonder how much of the first half was kind of managing JJ, forcing the run in the mix. I am intrigued, by the way, just kind of I don't know if there's consistency or inconsistency to it. Just trying to figure out what the plan was in terms of how he's going to use and deploy Jones and Mason. After that long DPI penalty and we got into the red zone, you actually saw Mason and Jones on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
And without CJ Ham, without effectively your normal up back, you're looking at a situation, how they do that in without CJ Ham, but also just finding good playing time. I want to see Mason, right? And Mason actually, I would say, overall in the first half was a more productive runner than Jones was. Tried to get a little tricky with that sweep with Jones, but I liked what I saw out of Mason. And so how much of that is related to managing JJ in terms of trying to ease him into this thing? But I want to, the way that you were talking about it, let's get him into shotgun a little bit, spread it out, and just start firing. And I want to see that aspect of this come through. Bears defense without those corners, man. Nashawn Wright, I think he's a former Viking, in fact. The name's familiar. No good. Without Gordon and without Jalen Johnson tonight, there should be opportunities there. But this school thing, they got to shore up that O-line. I don't know if you just handcuff Oliver to him for the second half, That's unrealistic to do it the whole time, but that's ugly. So
Ugly.
whatever, we can wash this one off. Again, we knew there would be a growth curve to this thing. We knew there would be mistakes at various times. But I do feel good about our ability to limit Caleb in the second half. And now it's just time for our guy to let her rip a little bit.
Yeah. You guys at TCO tomorrow? Hello.
Say that again.
Are you at TCO tomorrow?
PA will be, yeah.
Okay.
So how it's going to work, and we're still trying to figure it out. He's given me the 50-50 in terms of he'll be at the studio, whether it's at 9, maybe it'll be into the show at some point. He will emerge. We are going to have Kevin O'Connell, and that'll be, we still have 2 quarters. So the conversation that he has with the coach could be completely different. Or down the lines of trying to figure out what, the management end of it and getting the best that you could get out of JJ's debut. But the conversation certainly could still change, but you'll get the opportunity to hear PA with the coach tomorrow around 11 a.m. and go through some of the questions and maybe get the answers that we are looking for right now, which is, mindset of working the QB into the mix, how aggressive or not aggressive you were thinking about being early. And I mean, just, JJ ain't working up a sweat, as in, the other
No.
Jefferson. Jet's not working up a sweat. Haven't seen Thielen. I thought Hawkinson, for me, we were talking about kind of the daily fantasy, the prize picks angles. I at 6.5 targets, I'm thinking TJ Hawkinson would be a massive part of this. Haven't seen any of that. Clearly, lack of tossing attempts and lack of reps through the first half, but just everything I was kind of looking forward to see. I still feel like through a half of football, I haven't really gotten to see it yet. So maybe the third quarter will be the start, and we'll finally get to start living through some of the good moments that we were all anticipating into this season, man. But that was after all the waiting, it was tough to watch that first half at times.
Very tough. We need the Josh Oliver on the side of the left tackle, and we need to move the ball. We got to get a couple first downs. I think I saw they have 5 drives before that last one, 4 mid, 3 and outs. You can't win like that. The defense, they're going to wear out, man. It's the first game of the season. Like this, we got to get off the field quick on this opening drive here, and we got to score some points, and we got to start sustaining drives.
Well, there was a nice stretch there before the end, and they got that field goal to go up 10, go up to 10-3 before we hit the long field goal. I think they missed 4 or 5 consecutive third downs.
Yeah.
So that first drive, with all respect to, I'm not rooting for the Bears, pretty masterful. I mean, Caleb was 6 of 6, used his legs a little bit. And, what we were kind of thinking, okay, this is a good time to get the Bears. This is a good time to get Caleb. A lot spinning in his head with the big playbook and the new coach and new things around him. That first drive was clearly something they've been planning for a while. And Ben Johnson's good at what he does from scheming offense. So pretty impressive there. But a lot of it was clomping around, man. I mean, I'm worried about Justin School. We got Jonah Jackson over there for the Bears with a couple of false start penalties. That bad PI that we took advantage of and did get points on the board from. They are completely discombobulated. So in terms of, we are certainly feeling down about the debut thus far of McCarthy and just all the things we wanted to see and we haven't seen. But there are a bunch of clompers over there right now. That is not a finished product. That is not a steamrolling engine on all cylinders here. So I feel confident that if we are able to, make a couple of movements on our end, that we're still very game in this thing, Saucy.
Well, let's get a 3 and out here on this opening drive, which is about to start. Jonathan Grenard will join us tomorrow on the Power Trip, 5:30 to 9. We'll talk about that either way, and then you guys will have it covered on your end.
No, that's perfect. And again, KO at the facility tomorrow. Looking forward to hearing Grenard with you guys. That's sweet. Yeah. And of course, fan line after this thing, once we come back and win this game, Ron Johnson and I'll be here taking texts and talkbacks into the wee hours of the night, my friend. You want to go watch the second half?
Yeah, love you.
All right, love you. See you, brother.
Bye.